Welcome to Megapath Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk Stranger Things. First, we're going to discuss spoiler-free, basically me trying to convince you out there. If you haven't seen it yet, just go watch it. Do yourself a favor. Thank me later. Go watch it. I'll let you know when we do get into some spoiler territory towards the end of the video. Maybe not even the end, because I'm excited for you to just go watch it and then come back. Let me know what you think. Speaking of which, do not venture down in the comments section because somebody will spoil it, and you don't want to have it spoiled. This is too fun of a show to have it spoiled because it really takes the enjoyment out of it, I feel. It really does, because there's a whole lot of mystery that stays from episode 1 all the way to the end, and you're going to want to see it play out, you know? It's just better that way, I think. So, Stranger Things. I've seen a lot of people popping up in the comments, you gotta watch it, you gotta review this, you gotta do this, and you gotta do that, and I'm like, man, Netflix, yeah, they are kicking ass. I'm definitely gonna check this out. I'll do it next week. So I put it off, right? I don't watch it, I'm busy, I'm doing something else. I go over to my brother's, and the kids are playing, and my brother and his wife are like, look, you need to watch this show. It's awesome. It is just filled with nostalgia from the 80s. You gotta check it out. So I said, you know what? Everyone's talking about it. Let me go check it out. And it was good. I enjoyed the shit out of the show. You guys know that I love a lot of what Netflix does with Bloodline, with House of Cards, Daredevil. I mean, they're totally kicking ass. When they're winning, they're winning. And this was no different. I had so much fun with this show. And I even convinced my mother finally. My brother was telling her about it, and then I was telling her about it. And then she went and watched, she was only supposed to watch one. She told us, she's like, I'm going to watch the one episode, see if I like it. And then I hear from her yesterday, and she's like, I watched five episodes or 4 episodes. There's only 8 episodes in the first season, but it's really fun, especially if you, I don't know. It's hard, it's difficult to explain it because I want to say if you lived through the 80s or born in the 80s, or, you know, if you were 10 or 20 during the 80s, there's so much nostalgia, but so much from back then is just known to children now. Like Mario, like my niece and nephew, my daughter, like they all know who Mario is. They've all played retro Mario. They've all played retro stuff. They've all watched retro movies, all the old stuff from back then. So it's not even just nostalgia from people who lived in that time. You know what I'm saying? There's stuff that my daughter knows of in the show. She won't watch it. I think it's too scary. I didn't let her watch it. But there's stuff that she'll hear that she'll know from that time. I think kids can watch it if you have a kid that is into horror movies and stuff, because kids are all different. Not a whole lot of sex and nudity and gore and violence. There's some, but it's more about thrilling you. It's more about freaking you out than it is just watching someone get ripped in half. There is a little bit of gore though, but I just trying to be really general. But again, it's not gratuitous, you know what I'm saying? So it's just freaking sweet. I love it. In my opinion, creepy is scarier than scary. You get what I'm saying. In my opinion, creepy gives me the chills, but scary, it's just like, oh yeah, that's scary if it was real. But since it's not real, it's not scary. But they do some really creepy stuff here, and that's why I like it. Now, if you have no clue what it is, and you're sick of me just rambling on about nothing, it's basically about a set of kids that go out looking for something, and I'm staying extremely spoiler-free. But you have a group of kids, kind of like Goonies. They are going out looking for something. They find this girl, and this girl has powers. You know, she's like a Jedi. She can move shit with her mind. It's also about a cop looking for a missing child, and it is kind of a monster movie at that point. There is a creature lurking around in the area, and a mother who has a missing child. She deals with that, and that's all I'm going to say, because with the combination of these kids who are looking for something, you have this mystery little girl who has mind powers, she's a freaking Jedi, then you have a sister who I thought the story was pointless in the very beginning, but I loved how the sister's story came back around. But you have a sister who's just trying to fall in love, you know, get the boy for the first time, which is generic as hell, but it actually works really well for this story. Then you have the outcast kind of shy kid. You have like the poor family for back in the day who's always working, always busy, always on the go, a little bit neglecting, a little bit stressed out, but still there's a lot of love there. You know, the torn, broken home. So you got you got a nice range, and you actually have some child actors who are pretty damn good. I mean, these kids in here are fantastic. Especially the one kid, man. I love how expressive he is. He's definitely cool as hell. And then there's like the government stuff lurking around in there. I'm not going to say any more, and if you have watched this already, you know I am definitely tiptoeing around some shit, because I believe that if you go in blind, you'll just enjoy it even more. Again, that could be just totally me over, exaggerating when it comes to spoilers, but trust me, if you are looking for 8 hours of a show you can go and enjoy the shit out of, go watch this. It's creepy, cool characters, there's a fun storyline with it, and it's jam-packed with nostalgia from the 80s. Go check it out. Get going, because right now we're going to talk about a couple spoilers, a little bit of the ending, and I don't want you to hear it. So again, I hope you're gone. Now, getting into some of the spoilers, very minor stuff here, because I do want to revisit the show and tackle a few different things. I didn't have a lot of time to really analyze it, because I literally just got done watching it. But the ending made me think of something that I thought was really cool, and there's either nothing there at all, but there's something there. For example, when my brother told me about this show, he was so excited for a season 2, but then he's like, well, with the way it ends, I don't know if they're going to do one. I don't think they can. But when you watch it, you let me know. So I had that on my mind when I was finishing the season. And it was funny how they ended it coming around full circle with the kids playing the board game. Because in the beginning, they were playing a board game. And the beginning seemed to kind of mimic a little bit, or maybe it was like foreshadowing for the story that played out in season 1. You know what I mean? But then the end, when they're playing the board game, in my eyes, I thought that was setting it up subtly for season 2. But then once they did something different, and they like, oh, we win the game, yay, they cheered, and they stopped a moment, and they're like, wait a minute, that can't be the ending. That doesn't make sense. What about the lost knight, or the princess, or the monster, or this and that, or the three-headed monster? And I'm sitting back thinking like, man, is the first game foreshadowing for what's coming, and is the second game looking back at what happened, hinting more's coming? Like, for example, the Lost Knight, is that the cop? Because that's a mystery. You can't just leave that shit off so ambiguous and end it. It needs more. Like, the cop is picked up with the government guys. Now, he's working for them in what aspect? I assume, pretty general, that he's covering up what happened to some degree. You know what I mean? But there's got to be more, because that was pretty ambiguous. So I thought the Lost Knight was maybe the cop. The princess could either be 11, or it can be the sister, because the sister had, some story elements there that was very princess-like. So again, I thought there was something there. And I don't believe the girl died. Again, we didn't see a body. She was just attacking the creature, and then they both, so did they go to the upside down world? Did she become a flea in that aspect? I mean, did she change? Or I don't know. There's just more there, I feel. And then you have other elements like the monster. They killed one monster, and they talked about a three-headed monster. Does that mean there's 2 more monsters? Is that a hint for just more monsters to come? I don't know. Maybe I'm just reaching because I really want a season 2, because I had so much fun with season 1. And again, with the Upside Down world, I really liked it, and I feel like, from what some people are saying, that either I don't understand what it is, or they don't understand what it is, because in my opinion, what I got from watching it, the girl had these powers. Let's forget how she got them, or was she drugged, or was she born this way, or whatever, because they talked about all the experiments being done, and they were done to her mother while she was pregnant. So let's just say she's born with these powers or gifts, and she has the ability to go into the black. Let's just call it all black. But in the black, there is this monster. And she essentially touches the monster, connecting the 2 worlds. The their world and the Upside Down world, that's when it meets and it creates a tear. Or at least that's what I got from first glance. So she touches the monster, creates a tear in that building, and that tear is a portal into the Upside Down world, which is pretty freaking cool. But not only is it a portal, because she touched the monster is now able to, in that one area, create portals, or portals open up and the monster can now go hunting in the real world and then take them back to the Upside Down world. Because again, the monster took Will, the child in the beginning, and he was able to hide because they said he was hiding good. And then the monster took the girl. He ended up killing the girl. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I pieced it together. I know I've heard a couple other things that did not fit that, and it left me a little confused. But on first viewing, again, I have not sat back, I have not analyzed this, I have not watched other people that analyzed it, so I could be totally wrong. But that's what I got from it. You know, she has these abilities, she touches the monster, that connects the monster to her world, it creates a tear, that tear is like a portal between the two worlds, and then from there the story kind of unfolds in front of us so we can see everything as it's happening. But the tear is still there, the government agency is still running, shit's still going on, there's still monsters, but the monster she interacted with at least is dead. So does that mean there's no more monsters that can come back through? But what about the girl? The chief, yeah, in the very end, he's leaving food for the girl in the little box. So he definitely had to have found out she's alive to some degree. I don't know, in the Upside Down world, and you know, traveling into the real world. She's out there somewhere. I would imagine she's in the Upside Down world. So if anything, the second season can be about the boys, finding out she's still alive in the Upside Down world and figuring out a way to venture into the Upside Down world to find her, to reconnect with her, and try to, maybe their kids, bring her back to the real world. I mean, it's a really cool idea, and at this point, I'm up for anything creative they can come up with. But again, they had to have left it off on purpose with him leaving the food there for the girl. I don't know. Listen, again, I feel like I'm going to rewatch this show in hopes of analyzing it, and then think back to this video and be like, wow, I was so wrong, you know? Because I'll do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll be like, oh my god, I fucking know everything. And then I'll, you know, this is what I got from the show, whoop-de-whoop. And then I'll go back and rewatch it and I'll be like, holy shit, I knew nothing. You know? You know nothing, Ronnie Hayes. I had fun with it. What did you think about Stranger Things? Got any theories, ideas? I mean, fuck, let me have it. Put those thoughts and opinions down in the comment box below. Hopefully in another month or two when more people seen it, if I got a little more time, we will revisit this and we'll do a more in-depth video about what this can be. It's pretty fun. I'm sure there's other channels that might do it before me. If that's the case, we'll just do a brief video and I'll link to someone who did like a fantastic video. Thoughts and opinions in that comment box. I'm done watching it. What? Thoughts and opinions in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.